My favourite SAHB song is obviously Faith Healer. First time I heard that, I thought it was pretty innovative, especially with that pulse thing that just gets you right away. But my favourite SAHB song to sing is actually Dolphins. I really like that song. And that's my favourite to sing. It's just something about the lyrics of that after I found out what it was about, and it was Al that told me what it was kind of about, it made a lot more sense to me, and so that's why I like singing it. Well, being a teenager and going to gigs at the Apollo, and lots of my friends had the albums, especially Next, and they were doing gigs at the Apollo, so it was a no-brainer. I was at the Apollo every weekend anyway, so I went to see the sensational SAHB band. I was like 4 rows back to the stage, and I was totally blown away with it all. The whole comedy, the music, lyrics, just the whole show just blew me away. And I went back and saw them again, and I saw them 3 times at the Apollo, and that's how I get into it. Yeah, my favourite gig with the sensational SAHB experience has got to be here in Darlington. I really enjoyed the last time we played here, and obviously playing here tonight again. I hope it's going to be the same atmosphere. It was absolutely brilliant the last time we played here. That is a difficult question. I guess singing songs with Hugh would be a good thing to do, because musically he's an absolutely fantastic player, and I think he could probably sing any song if Hugh was on the keyboards. It would be easy. Life would be easy with Hugh on the keyboards, so definitely Hugh.
Favourite SAHB song? Where do you start? Catalogue like that. There's some odd ones that I like, the guys maybe don't agree with, but I do like the Hot City Symphony, and particularly Man in the Jar. I enjoy playing it. I just like the theatrics of it. There's a lot going on in the song. There's the odd time signatures. It's a challenge to play. I like that one. Favourite SAHB song? Faith Healer. It's got to be up there. It's got to be there. But there's just so many. How did I get into SAHB? I was a child of the 70s and saw it all, my favourite era, and at school we were all swapping albums as you do, and you got to listen to this one, oh give me a load of that one, oh, can I borrow that one? Didn't like that one, oh give me that. And SAHB live album came my way. I'm just knocked out by it. Just absolutely blown away. The fact that it was a Scottish band, and at that time I was amazed by this guy with the makeup on. So Ted's playing, obviously. It was just knockout. How can he not blow you away? I mean, out of all the 70s bands that I loved, but that's where I first discovered. It was probably at school. As it happened, I was probably too young to go and see them at the time, to go and see them live. But that's where it all happened for me. Ooh, I've had a few good ones. I enjoyed going down to Gravesend, down to that one. That was a smashing venue. Darlington here's it's a lovely hall, great sound, good crowd. Played it before, and it's hopefully tonight's going to be as successful. They're probably my 2 most memorable ones with the band.
I got into SAHB by attending North Glasgow College, and the lecturer just happened to be the stickman himself, Mr. Ted McKenna, and he let me hear Next and Faith Healer on the Old Grey Whistle test for the first time, and it completely blew my mind. I loved the sound of the band, I loved the fact that they were so diverse, and the sounds that Hugh McKenna had on the keyboards was just amazing. And from the age of 15, 16, I've been a SAHB fan ever since. My favourite SAHB album has to be the last one that they recorded, which was Rock Drill. The reason for that is because I think the band were going in a different direction from the rest of the albums that they'd done. They were being a wee bit more, they were more experimenting with the sort of sounds that they were making, and it was a wee bit more off the wall. And the standout track on that is Dolphins for me. So Rock Drill was my favourite album. My most memorable gig with the SAHB experience is probably a toss-up between two gigs actually. It was between the O2 ABC gig in Glasgow that we'd done, Christmas show. It was absolutely amazing, and it probably now is the Lord Rodney gig that we've literally just done. I thought that was a phenomenal gig. We didn't really have a massive PA, and not a lot of things were mic'd up, but we had a great sound and the crowd were fantastic, so I'm actually buzzing from this gig, so I think this is probably one of the standout gigs for us. The member I would like to work with most, it's quite difficult because I've actually worked with two of them already, but I think it would have to be Ted McKenna because he started it all for me. I'd love to have worked with Ted in a professional capacity. I have jammed with him when we were at the college and it was amazing, but to work with him in a professional capacity I think would be amazing, so Ted would be the one for me.
So my favourite SAHB song changes a lot. I would say at the moment it's probably Sharp's Teeth. To play it's definitely Chef because it's more what Chris Klein left out than what he put in. It's one of these classic bass lines I think. So I would go for those two. Someone had a ticket for a band that was playing at the Apollo, and I can't remember what age I was, or I can't be bothered saying what it is, and I'm ashamed to say what it is, but it was 70s, 74, 75, and it was the famous Christmas shows, and I was blown away, and that's why I became a SAHB fan, and I am to this day. Definitely Tomorrow Belongs to Me because I think it's the most consistent album. And it's got some fantastic tracks in it, and to me it's that was SAHB at their peak. Yeah, definitely Tomorrow Belongs to Me. So it would have to be Ted McKenna just because he was such a fantastic drummer, and to play with him as a bass player would have been an honour. So R.I.P. Ted.
My favourite SAHB song, because it was one of the first songs I ever heard, was The Faith Healer. But there's so many to choose for. And Zal's solo, because I play them, there's quite a few to choose, but probably Anthem because of the feel for it. I got into SAHB because my neighbour next door was a massive LP collector and he used to borrow me LPs, and he let me borrow one of the SAHB again, and it was The Faith Healer, the first song I heard, so I loved them ever since. My favourite SAHB album has got to be Rock Drill. The reason for that is I think they were at a turning point and they were going in a slightly different direction, and I think Alex Harvey took that in the next direction when he done The Mafia Stole My Guitar. I can see the band going that way. It's just a pity that they never followed up with it. as much as I would love to have worked with Alex Harvey, I'd still love to have worked with Zach because he's one of my all-time favourite guitar players.
It's good, it's good. There would have to be Ted McKenna. See you when. Chris Glenn.